So I'm sitting here in Costa Rica and just got back from the dentist. Let me back up a little bit. A couple of years ago, I started some dental work back in Texas. My front teeth were turning inward. I had 40-year-old fillings that were breaking down. I had some teeth yellowed from decades of coffee, and I wanted to fix it all correctly. So I went to the dentist, and they told me to fix the fillings first, and then we could do the cosmetic work, and we'd spread it out over a few years to spread out the costs. 2 years later, I'd spent about $10,000 on the fillings. My teeth were healthier, but they looked exactly the same as when I started. So we scheduled the next phase, implants to replace my bridges, crowns to straighten everything out and fix the color, all the stuff I actually came in there for. And they gave me the estimate before they started the work, and it came to $50,000. So that was $1,600 for the mold. I needed 14 crowns at $2,200 a crown. That came to $30,000 roughly. And I had 2 bridges that needed to be replaced. That was $5,000 per implant, plus 4 crowns at $2,200 a crown, so another $19,000. It was just too much. I couldn't do it, so I thanked them and I went on. But my wife and I had planned a trip to Costa Rica already. We were looking at it as a potential place to retire, and we were planning on going out there to check out the Central Valley. And as I was reading about expats and living abroad, I'd read about medical tourism and people going to other countries to get medical work done. So I did some research. I found this place in Escazú called Advanced Medical. They had real reviews from actual people. The dentist had studied in California. I asked them for an estimate. Their crowns were $575 instead of $2,200. The implants were $1,750 instead of over $5,000. All in all, when I calculated the cost of all of the teeth that needed to be done, the savings came to nearly $40,000. On top of that, they could do everything in 2 weeks. The Advanced Medical had availability during our trip, so I booked it before I could talk myself out of it. Dr. Brennis trained in California. His office is in the SEMA Medical Center, which is the most advanced facility in the country. The same equipment my dentist in Texas used. So they went ahead and they did some scans and some x-rays, and after looking at it, they recommended doing 16 crowns instead of 14 to make the teeth look a little bit straighter and more consistent. And so the cost of everything came to a little over $10,000 versus $50,000 to do it back at home in Texas. And I can buy a lot of Costa Rica vacation for $40,000. So we went out there. They did the work on that first trip. That was 6 months ago. They removed the bridges, they prepped the teeth, they installed the implant posts, they got the crowns made and installed. And then I had to wait a week while my teeth healed and they got the permanent crowns ready. So during that time, we drove up to La Fortuna, went to the hot springs, saw the volcano, did some hiking on the hanging bridges and looked for sloths in the rainforest. And then after they did the permanent crowns, we went down to Jaco and I spent Father's Day at Manuel Antonio on the beach. At the end, I had straight white teeth and I had a vacation. And so right now I'm back here in Escazú for the final work. I'm getting the permanent implants put in. You need 6 months to let the bridges heal, or let the bone heal. And so they're also going to finish up the last crowns when they do that. And so while I'm waiting for all that to heal, I'll be flying into Del Coco to check out the Pacific beaches and come back here for the final crowns, and then I'm done. So again, total cost $10,000 versus $50,000 to do it in Texas. Next week, I'll tell you more about the experience and what it actually was like and what you need to know if you're thinking about doing this. But in the meantime, leave a comment if you've ever looked into medical tourism or if you've been priced out of care back home. I'm curious what other people have done.